What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and in this video we are going to be talking about some absolute insanity. There's a story I want to tell you guys about a man who was on probation down in the state of Florida, got pulled over, and because of a faulty field drug test, this man spent 3 months in jail for something he didn't even do. And there's also another really crazy story that I want to tell you about as well. So without further ado, what do you say we just go ahead and dive head first into this video? This first story that I want to tell you about just made news yesterday. Again, it happened down in the state of Florida involving a man who was on probation. This guy was driving his car. I don't know what time of day it was, but it must have been sometime when he needed to have his lights on. He didn't have his lights on, and I guess it's because of that he ended up getting pulled over. Well, when he did get pulled over, officers came up to the car and thought they saw what appeared to be marijuana and cocaine just laying right there in the front seat. Now, first of all, I want to say this. If you are getting pulled over and you have drugs in the car, I'm quite certain that you're not just going to leave them sitting on the passenger seat when the cops come up and they can clearly see those drugs right there. But for whatever reason, when officers did go up to this guy's window, they said they saw what appeared to be marijuana and cocaine just sitting right there in plain view on the passenger side seat. From then, they called in a canine officer. The canine officer came out, walked the canine around the car. The dog got a hit, and I'm quite sure that led to the probable cause these officers needed to be able to search this man's vehicle. There's a couple of things that I want to say about this first and foremost. When I read this story and I hear about this canine being called out there and the dog getting a hit on this car, this reminds me of when I first got arrested back in 2008. I was pulled over, a canine was called out there. The canine got a hit on the car, meaning that the canine was just jumping all over the car, basically trying to come inside of the car. But you know, ever since I went through this time personally dealing with a canine, I always wondered if there was like some sort of a trick to it when they call these canines out there and they can just kind of like tug on the leash a little bit and then that'll just automatically make the dog jump on top of the car. I wonder if police can actually falsify a canine getting a hit. Oh, this dog ain't getting a hit on shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do believe that canines can do their job. I know they can sniff out drugs. They can sniff out all sorts of things. But I always wondered, with all of the training that they give to these animals, it wouldn't take much to imagine that they could probably train them to jump on command with a little tug of the leash or something. Maybe a code word. But that is just my own personal thoughts. I do want to hear what you have to say about this. When it comes to these canines, do you think they could be specially trained to falsify a hit on a car or anywhere in an attempt for police to have probable cause to search whatever it is that they have this canine out there trying to get probable cause to search? But continuing on with this story, look, when police came up to this guy's car, they said they already spotted what appeared to be, allegedly, marijuana and cocaine on the passenger side seat of this guy's car. So if they saw what they thought was drugs right there, they didn't even need the canine out there. But maybe, you know, they just wanted a little more concrete evidence for them to actually gain access to this guy's car. And that's what they did. They had the visual confirmation of the alleged drugs right there on the passenger seat. Visual confirmation through these binoculars right here. I can see what appears to be marijuana and cocaine on your seat right there, sir. But I'm gonna go ahead and call this canine as well. Officer Dick in the Booty here, Officer Dick in the Booty here. We're looking for a canine officer. Is Lassie available? We need Lassie out here because we have what appears to be cocaine and marijuana in this guy's seat. And by the way, this guy, he is on probation. Roger that, Officer Dick in the Booty. This is Lassie reporting. ETA, estimated time of arrival, 5 minutes. Now, there is a police video that actually shows officers searching this guy's car, and I guess you can actually hear police saying that there's white powder all over this man's phone. And they also say, I don't know if this guy does drywall work or not, but there's some white powder all over this guy's phone. And then I guess there's another officer in the video that can be heard saying, well, what we found here so far, it certainly isn't drywall. From there, these officers did a field drug test where they took the white powder from this man's phone. They put it in the little thing. They closed it up, shook it up. It probably turned purple. And by it changing colors, that was a positive reaction saying that that was, in fact, cocaine. Immediately, they locked this man up. He spent 90 days in jail. Again, he was on probation. This guy was now facing a probation violation as well. But, wouldn't you know, they sent this alleged cocaine to a lab and it actually came back negative for cocaine. And what it did come back as was, in fact, drywall. Because this guy was a fucking handyman. That's what he did for a living. So it's no stretch of the imagination to imagine that he probably was doing some sort of drywall work, got a little bit of drywall dust on his phone. Maybe he got off of work a little late. He was kind of tired. He forgot to turn his headlights on as he was driving home. And that's what got him pulled over for cops to walk up to his car saying that they spotted what appeared to be marijuana and cocaine in his passenger side seat. And there is no further mention of the alleged marijuana either. Maybe that just came back to be like fucking oregano or parsley or maybe some damn leaves. This is Officer Dick in the Booty here. This man has what appears to be marijuana and cocaine in the passenger side seat. It does kind of look like pine needles and drywall dust as well, but this guy's on probation, so we're just going to go ahead and say that it is marijuana and cocaine. Bring Lassie immediately. But yeah, there's no further mention of the marijuana. The alleged cocaine came out to be drywall dust. This man was a handyman and spent 90 days in jail facing those charges as well as an alleged probation violation as well. All for what appears to be nothing. Oh, and by the way, just to throw this in there, while sitting in jail on these charges and this alleged probation violation, this man, just like Dave, wasn't given any bond at all either. And you know, just one other thing to throw into here as well. There was a similar case in Florida as well, where a man was arrested because of another faulty field drug test that actually tested positive for meth, when in fact this was actually Krispy Kreme donut glaze. I'm telling you folks, you better watch out for what you're driving around with. Don't drive around with any drywall dust or donuts in your car, because you could end up sitting in jail facing a major drug charge. And you know, I want to know what you guys think of this story. Like, what do you think should be the repercussions for this? These officers arrested this guy because of this faulty drug test. Do you think this is the fault of the police? Do you think there should be any kind of sanctions? Should anybody be going to jail for this? Should this guy be entitled to some sort of money? And in my own personal opinion, I feel all of that should happen, but in reality, probably none of that is going to happen. These officers are probably going to get off on this because of the fact that, hey, it was the field drug test fault, not ours. We didn't want to lock this guy up. We believed him. When he told us it was drywall dust on his phone, we believed him. We just had to follow protocol and call the canine out that got a hit and also do the field drug test as well that came back with a false positive. My bad. And as far as money is concerned, maybe this guy could sue. Maybe there is a potential that he could win. Some of these cases, people do actually win. And a lot of these cases, people, well, actually don't. This next story that I want to tell you about, I really don't even know how to describe this. This is just tragic first and foremost, stupid as well, probably one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever heard of. And maybe you've heard about this story, it's huge news right now, but there was just this YouTuber by the name of La Mona Lisa, some chick who does like these little daily vlogs with her and her boyfriend. These are young people, I think like 18, 19 years old. I think they already had one kid together. The girl La Mona Lisa, she's pregnant now at the time all of this is actually happening. And this channel La Mona Lisa that this girl started, she just started it like earlier this year. She hasn't been doing YouTube for very long. She had like 1,000 subscribers when I saw it yesterday. Today she's got like over 3,500. But the crazy fucking thing about it is she's actually sitting in jail right now because I guess they wanted to do some sort of a prank video. I'm not even sure how the fuck this is considered a prank. If you ask me, this is absolute retardedness. But what I guess they thought would be funny for a prank video was if she took her boyfriend, had him hold up a book in front of him while she took a .50 caliber pistol and shot it at the book. And again, I don't even know how the fuck they thought this was gonna be funny. But this is what they did decide to do. The boyfriend held up the book in front of him. The girl took the .50 caliber pistol, boom, shot at the book. And of course, with this thing being a .50 caliber pistol, this shot clear through the book, right into her boyfriend's chest and killed him. And now she's sitting in jail facing a reckless discharge of a firearm charge. I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, is this what people are actually trying to do for YouTube now? Like, this is what people are trying to do for views and subscribers? I mean, this is absolutely fucking crazy. All in the effort of trying to get some likes, to try to get some views. This chick, La Mona Lisa, shot and killed her boyfriend and also kid's father. Now her kids will grow up without a father. Now she's sitting in jail facing this reckless discharging of a firearm charge. And again, that is just absolutely tragic. I think about the time that this chick will get for this charge, and I gotta be honest with you, she's probably not gonna get much, if any, at all. She probably has no criminal record whatsoever. This was an accident. This was like the stupidest fucking accident that could possibly happen, but it still was an accident. If she does get any time whatsoever, she is most certainly going to get less than 5 years. 5 years being the absolute max that she will get. She's definitely going to be on probation forever from this. Probably something like 20 years of probation. But no matter the time that she gets, the probation that she gets, the fine that she gets, whatever the fuck happens in her case, it's never going to take back the lifelong guilt that this chick is going to carry with her for the rest of her fucking life. And when she thinks about like how and why this happened, she's always going to have to think, we did this for YouTube. In an effort to try to get subscribers and to try to get views and to try to get likes, he died for our YouTube channel. And real quick, I have to say this, I'm not even sure what state this happened in. With them being so young, like 18, 19 years old, I know here in the state of Virginia, you cannot own a handgun until you're 21 years old. Maybe the laws are different where they're at, but if that was to happen here, she would definitely be facing a firearms charge as well, like underage possession of a firearm, something to that degree. But you know, just to think that you're gonna shoot a 50 caliber handgun at a book, and that bullet is not going to pass through that book. A 50 caliber handgun is like the biggest, most powerful damn handgun you can have. And to just think that this guy's going to be able to hold this book and this book is going to stop this bullet, I mean, it was stupidity on both of their parts. I do want to know what all of you have to say about this story. Like just what are your thoughts on this overall? Because to me, like, I just can't even justify why you would think doing something like that would be worth the risk involved in it. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!